Okay, this is Ed Morris, and I'm going to show you how to navigate around the courses that I teach and how to join the virtual classroom. So this is abnormal psychology, but it's basically the same process no matter which course that you take with me. So this is the announcements page, the page that you normally land on when you first open the course. So you have the announcements page and the welcome information. So when you navigate over to the assignments, then you will find your course schedule and the different chapter folders. And as you work through the folders and complete the assignments, the next folder will open up. First couple of folders are already available for you, so you can see them, and ones that require some looking ahead are already there, so that you'll be aware that there are some things that you need to know about ahead of time. But for the most part, most of the chapters are hidden until you complete the assignments beforehand. But the complete course assignments are listed in the course schedule. So go to the Getting Started page to actually see basic information about the course, information about me, as if that's something that you're really interested in. There's a tutorial here on how to submit an assignment. On each of the assignments, there's a link at the top like this, which you'll click on. You can open the assignment this way, but there's a clickable link here at the top for most of the assignments, and you open up a submission window that you can put in your information, which this will just demonstrate that and show you how to do that. Here's some information about how to finding some of these Collaborate, in other words, virtual classroom sessions. Here's a list of the movies that we'll be watching during this class. Not all of the different classes that I teach has this movies list because we don't use some movies in some of the classes. Some other helpful links from information, and then the schedule. So how do we use the virtual classroom? So if you go down here to the virtual classroom and click on it, you'll open up the Blackboard Collaborate page. Click on, now if you're going to attend a virtual classroom live, you will be using the launch room link here. If you're looking for a session that's already recorded that you've missed and you're going to watch the recording of, you'll look under recordings. So we're going to open a live classroom. So we'll click on launch room, and takes us to this next one. So this is the name of our classroom, a virtual classroom. We'll click on launch room. Have to go down at the bottom and hit the open, and it'll load the room. We'll get a few splash screens here while different programs load, and then the actual classroom will load. And so it looks like this. We might get a couple things to try out. If it's the first time you've done this, you might run some of the camera settings. You don't use the camera settings. You might use the audio setup wizard to make sure that your speakers are working properly. But this is basically what the classroom looks like. The names of the students and the presenters are listed here. If there's video being presented, it'll be here. If there are slides being presented, it'll be in the major white page here. To type, you go down to this box here, you type your message and hit enter. It'll come into the chat box here. There's no such thing as in this setting as private chats, even though you can select to chat to a particular person. You can ask to chat to a particular person, but the moderator or the instructor sees all chats. So don't be chatting, don't be sending messages that you don't want the instructor to know about. So here are some other things that are important to know. Here are the emoticons, so you can click on these, which will send a message in the chat box. Put a message by your name or in the chat box that will tell a particular emotion or message about what's going on with you. These are usable at any time during the time the instructor's talking. Let them know what's going on. So it gives them some kind of a idea of what's going on with you. That's fine. If you're going to be leaving the session for some reason or away for a second, hit the away button. That tells the instructor that you are not listening. The instructor doesn't want to see that very often, but if you do have to run to the restroom or something like that, it's good to know for the instructor to know that, because then they will not call on you for some reason. If you do have a question, here's the hand button that you click on, and it will tell that the person has raised a hand. So this tells the person tells the instructor that the person has raised their hand, and it tells them what order. So it's useful to know that information. It also has a talk button. So if you hold the talk button down or click the talk button, you can talk if you have a microphone. If you don't have a microphone, you can still participate fully. You can also click on video if you have a webcam, and the person can, other people in the room can see you. So that's basically how the whole thing works. So back to the window that we were using here. So you have the hand button, and also we have a polling button. So we have yes and no answers. So if the instructor asks you a question without having to type it into the chat box, you can answer yes and no by just clicking on these buttons here and saying yes and X and check. The instructor can change this to have other kinds of answers, and he can also post the responses to the whiteboard. So these are the ways that you can answer these questions. And that's pretty much all you need to know to get the party started. So that's the virtual classroom. For the most part, that's all we're going to try to accomplish for this session. The rest of the materials in the text in the course are under discussion board and blogs. We'll be discussing those things, and you'll be able to explore those as you go through. And instructions about how to use those will be coming forth in emails to me from me. So